Hello, welcome to Big Walnut University. This is History 1181 through Columbus State / Big Walnut. And my name is Jim Sturdivant. I've been teaching here for a number of years, and this class is such a joy to teach. I'm so glad you're here. So I want to do a little bit of introduction today to get you started. Here's something that I want you to think about. This class is a journey. We're starting today. We're going to finish at the end of the semester, and my hope is that you'll be a different person at the end of the semester, a better person, a more prepared person. And you're at such an interesting time in your life because there's big changes coming. You know, if you think about being a junior and senior in high school, what you're looking at right over the corner is college. Now, if you're like me, I had some anxiety about that. I had some concerns about that. How could I do? And in some cases, or in some respect, I was in a little bit of a bunker mentality. I really wanted to go, but I was nervous about going. So this class is going to help you allay those fears. It's going to give you confidence. I want you to come out of here thinking I can do this. Now, in this room, when you walk through my door, you are on a college campus. And I like to call it Big Walnut University, but it's a paradigm shift. It's a different mentality. You're going to be treated different in here. You're going to be treated like an adult, which I think is great for you. And because of that, you need to think about something right out of the chutes. This class, the grade in this class, is more important than any grade you've ever had in high school. This grade is going to stick with you throughout your college career. If you get an A in this class, which is achievable, you could start college next year or the year after with a 4-point GPA. So that's something really worth thinking about. This course will transfer to any school in the state of Ohio. If you go outside the state, you can petition. If it's a state school, they'll probably accept it. If it's a private school, with some work, they'll accept it. But if you're going anywhere in the state of Ohio, and that includes private schools, this class is absolutely going to transfer. Here's the way your grades are going to be tabulated. In a lot of high school classes, it was done based on total points. Well, in this class, it's going to be based on your projects, which is going to include 2 term papers, are going to be worth 25%. Your daily classwork is going to be worth 1/4 as well. Your tests are going to be worth half. And that's a big switch from a lot of kids from high school who are used to just total points. But just because you're in college does not mean you don't have rules. I made this mistake when I went to college. I thought, hey, I'm an adult, I can kind of do whatever the heck I want. Walked into a college class late, and the professor embarrassed me in front of everyone. So, granted, we're in college, but there still are some rules. They're basic rules, though. You have to be on time. I'm not going to accept students walking in and disrupting this class by coming in late. Courtesy means you treat your classmates with respect. You're free to disagree, but you need to stay away from any type of personal attack. In digital citizenship, nothing frustrates a college professor more than you being inattentive because you're looking at your cell phone. So if I feel like your cell phone is becoming a distraction in here, I am going to point that out to you. Okay, enough of that. I'm going to liberate you in this class, man. I'm going to turn over your education to you. I want you to feel very free to come up to me at any time and say, Mr. Sturdivant, can I branch off into this area of research? I will celebrate that, encourage that, because we're going to talk about some fascinating things. And if there's things you know and you want to branch off and study things on an independent basis, I'm going to really encourage you to do that. Now here's another way you're going to be treated like an adult. This class meets on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You're required to be here those days. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays when we're not meeting, this class is wide open. That's my office hours. That's where we can expand on topics, hence the cheesy picture. I want you to understand that if you miss a class, you need to get into the next office hours and see what you missed. If you are working on a project and you are struggling, you need to come to office hours the next day. If I assign something via technology and you don't have technology, you need to come in to office hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays and utilize mine. If we watch a movie in class and you don't have Netflix, come in here on Tuesdays and Thursdays and watch. This is not something that I am going to dissuade you from at all. As a matter of fact, Mr. Sturdivant is going to be very hospitable. I'm going to feel lonely if you don't come in and see me. So I'm really going to encourage you, and that goes for, hey, you just want to come in and shoot the bull, I'm here for you. But we want to use Tuesdays and Thursdays to really get things down, master things, catch up. Please utilize my office hours. Because it's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, there is going to be more requirements outside of class. There is going to be flipped instruction. And so oftentimes on Monday we will do a lecture, but we'll rarely finish. You'll be required to finish that lecture or do the reading or do some type of activity at home. And then a lot of times we'll apply the concepts once we're back in the class together. I'm all about confidence, instilling confidence in you. And we're going to do some things in here which bolster this. Number one, I know some of you don't like group work. In here, you are absolutely going to be responsible for your own grade. But we are going to rely on our classmates to help us understand and master things. We will work in groups frequently, and we will change group membership frequently. So the better you work with your peers, I think that's going to help you. But don't feel for 1 second that working in a group is the way to get a good grade in this class. It's just there to help you. I'm going to expose you to a very interesting way to take notes. It's called the Cornell note system. It's how I'm going to deliver information in this class. I've had a lot of students come back and say that this note-taking method was really helpful to them. We will write 2 research papers in this class. They won't be long research papers. They'll be about 1,000 words, which is 3 to 5 pages. And I'm going to really give you the freedom to explore topics that interest you inside an umbrella, obviously. And we're going to work a lot on credible versus non-credible sources. We're going to do most of our research through the Columbus State databases, and you'll have plenty of instructions on how to do that. We'll demonstrate our knowledge and ideas through essay prompts. We'll have 3 tests in this class, and the primary part of this test will be a long essay that you write about a prompt. Now, what's interesting and how I say I'm going to turn you loose in this class, the students in this class are going to be responsible for creating the essay prompts, and we'll talk more about that later. And we're going to blog. This is something brand new in here. I'm going to learn, you're going to learn, we're going to interact with one another in the world through blogging. Now, our topics in here are fascinating. I think most of your history classes up to this point, you focused a lot on World War II and the Civil War and the United States and Western Europe. And those are important topics. But we're going to combat Eurocentrism in this class because we're going to study the rest of the world, which is extremely important and growing more important by the second. Our first topic is the largest nation in the world, at least for now. India is going to catch them very soon. But the largest economy, very dominant country, China. China's history goes back eons. It's a very different mindset to think about how old China is versus how young the U.S. is. One of my favorite topics is India. And out of India come 2 of the world's most beautiful and interesting religions. Hinduism with its incredible gods and goddesses, which we'll talk about extensively. And from Hinduism, just like Christianity emerged from Judaism, comes the fascinating religion of Buddhism and the Enlightened One. Africa and Islam is an extremely relevant topic here in the United States in the year 2015. And we're going to dive into Islam, what makes Islam tick. And what about sub-Saharan Africa, a part of the world that's largely ignored? And lastly, we'll talk about our fascinating neighbors to the south, Mesoamerica. Now, not only are we going to talk about interesting things, but we're going to talk about them in interesting ways. One of the things that I want to do in this class is literally drag you out of your shell. If you consider yourself kind of a shy person, kind of an introverted person, that's okay. I think most kids feel that way. But we're going to work hard on learning to express ourselves in here, not just through writing, but also verbally. We will have 5 Socratic circles throughout the semester. A Socratic circle is not a debate. It's a group of students getting together and trying to understand a complicated topic. This image, by the way, is Mrs. Sturdivant's nightmare. And finally, we're going to build some camaraderie in this class. The class colors for Big Walnut University this semester are maroon and orange. And yes, you can buy your Big Walnut University t-shirt or sweatshirt. I know I'm going to buy one. Hey, we're going to do just fine in here. We're going to have a wonderful year. And my goal at the end of the semester is for you to become like ninja masters. And your anxiety will be in your rear view mirror, and you can't wait to get to college. I'm so glad you're here, people.